Well, the Attorney General frustrated Democrats today by thwarting their attempt to expose more information about the firing of the FBI Director, Jim Comey. Arash Aramesh is a national security analyst and says the Attorney General's testimony today shows that he must resign. He joins us now to explain why that might be. Arash, why should he resign?
Well, let's begin by explaining that Mr. Sessions should not have been there to begin with as Attorney General. But since President Trump values loyalty so much, and he happens to create a little cult of personality around him, Mr. Sessions, this senator, embattled as a nominee for a federal courtship. He finally got the position. Now, I'm not saying, and let's be clear about this,
okay,
I'm not saying any of these guys are traitors.
What's the point?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm
you're not saying they're traitors.
Okay, traitors.
How
not
generous?
at all.
Okay.
Far from it.
Right.
Unlike your camp that called President Obama not an American, they called him a Muslim from Kenya, and so on and so forth. None of these guys are traitors. Having said that, having said that, Tucker, having said that, these were grown adult men, most of whom are patriotic Americans, who thought it would be a good idea to get help from a foreign adversary to get their guy elected, because they thought Hillary Clinton was a nasty woman and she should have never gotten elected president. That's what they did, and they're going to get, and they're going to pay for it.
Oh yeah, they're going to pay for it. Their trials for treason are coming up soon. I guess this is almost rhetorical.
I didn't say treason. Don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say treason.
They're just colluding with a foreign government to subvert our democracy.
Absolutely.
Right, it's not treason.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you have any evidence at all, or is this just something that you heard on MSNBC and you're repeating for our benefit?
Well, if you actually happen to read newspapers, which is a good thing to do, New York Times, Washington Post, or if you read memos that come from the DIA, DNI, NSA, CIA, FBI, or, for instance, the National Reconnaissance Office, you will see that there are 17 or intelligence and law enforcement agencies that would say, you know what, Tucker, pick up a newspaper and check it out. Oh, you should. You know what, you should. You're in the news business. You're in the news business. You're no longer in entertainment. You're in the news business, and you should. You got to pay. You know what?
Hold on, just one sec. Do you have any evidence that the Attorney General of the United States, the former Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions, had any improper contact with the Russian government and that it influenced his views about American policy on Russia? Do you have, I mean, none of that evidence came out in today's testimony, but maybe you're privy to something from the National Reconnaissance Agency, or since you read their documents, you said.
It's not National Reconnaissance Agency, it's National Reconnaissance Office. If you ask one of your frat buddies, they might actually send you some literature on that, Tucker. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Jeff Sessions, if Jeff Sessions or people like Jeff Sessions, such as Kushner, or people like Kushner, such as Flynn, are not worried about a thing, they should testify. They should testify openly. They shouldn't invoke the Fifth Amendment. They shouldn't invoke executive privilege.
They shouldn't.
Anyway. And he kept talking about how he didn't remember. He's a former prosecutor.
Now we're almost out of time. The sands are flying through the hourglass now, but do you have any evidence, again, that Jeff Sessions had improper contact with the Russian government, and that in some way influenced his behavior that undercut American interests in favor of Russian interests, that he did something wrong? Do you have any evidence of that at all?
There is a lot of circumstantial evidence that links him to improper behavior. He recused himself, and guess what?
So on the
when
basis,
someone comes out, here's a line. I know you don't like to read, but here's another line. It's from Shakespeare. It's from Shakespeare. Check this one out. Ask one of your frat buddies to send you this book. It's from Shakespeare. It says, "Methinks the lady doth protest too much." Look it up, see what it means. But when someone comes on TV...
What play is that from? Do you know?
You actually should look it up. I'll give you 2 points. It's either Macbeth or Hamlet, but you look it up because it's actually good.
All right. Yeah.
Look it up. I'll give you 2 options. Look up Macbeth.
Okay, very quickly, I just want to ask you about an exchange that happened today. We have actual tape of this. I don't think you saw the hearings, but here's one exchange that took place between Tom Cotton, the Arkansas Republican. Watch this.
Do you like spy fiction? Have you ever, in any of these fantastical situations, heard of a plot line so ridiculous that a sitting United States senator and an ambassador of a foreign government colluded at an open setting with hundreds of other people to pull off the greatest caper in the history of espionage?
Thank you for saying that, Senator Cotton. It's just like through the looking glass. I mean, what is this?
Now, if a person would collude with a foreign government, a person in authority, like a senator or a sitting attorney general, that person would be a deeply bad and immoral person, even really an evil person, someone selling out his own country. Is that really what you're saying about Attorney General Jeff Sessions?
You know, the first thing I said coming on your show, Tucker, was I don't think these men are traitors, but I think they thought it would be a good idea to get some help from anybody, including a foreign adversary, to get their boy elected. That's a problem. They're going to pay for it. And guess what, Tucker? We got Democrats in this country. We got Republicans. We got conservatives. You've been on for a long time. You've been around for a long time. But the third group of people that are scary and dangerous, and I hope someone like you don't well, I got an Apple Watch too. It's actually nice. You get one. But the third group of people are called Trump loyalists. And if he's creating a cult of personality, it's your responsibility and it's your duty to question that and to bring that down. Because if you don't do that...
I think our viewers have had a pretty good chance to assess your level of knowledge of this story and your views on it. Let me ask you now, do you speak to Democratic members of the House or Senate about this? Do you advise any current Democratic office holders on the Russia question?
You would be surprised. You would be surprised. But any conversations I do or don't have with members of Congress or people who are in the intelligence community is confidential. So if you want to subpoena me to come to Fox, you don't have subpoena powers.
No, I'm not suggesting that you be subpoenaed. I don't believe in that.
Oh, you can't subpoena me. I mean, if you knew a thing, I know you're not a lawyer. I know you're not a lawyer, but let me give you a little law 101, Tucker. I know you're not a lawyer, but you should have learned this in college. That if you want to subpoena someone, you want to subpoena someone. I mean, I know you're not a lawyer, but like, I can give you a little 101, but I'll send you a bill for that, though. So, you know, you let me know.
Okay. I'm afraid we're out of time. This is just an amazing conversation. It says it all. Arash, thanks a lot for joining us, I guess.
You bet.